Breaking into the medical device industry as a clinical specialist or clinical educator can be competitive. In healthcare, typically you'll have just one, maybe two interviews to review your skill set and ask questions before an offer is extended. The medical device industry is much different, with multiple steps in the hiring process. And if you are looking to advance or break in, you'll want to step up your game. I get to work closely with top clinical hiring managers, and here's some best practices to help ace your clinical specialist interview from the experts themselves. First, before applying or interviewing, plan to re-up your resume. Maybe even consider making an investment to have a professional rewrite your resume for you. It'll be the best $200 you'll ever spend. Many resumes from healthcare do not highlight specific work experience, day-to-day responsibilities, gaps, travel jobs, and you'll want to be very specific and make sure your resume tells a good chronological story. Simply listing your RN title, hospital, travel assignments isn't enough to shine. Be distinct in each clinical position you've held. What did you do day-to-day in the ICU? What procedure types have you assisted with in CATH lab or IR? Did you scrub, monitor, circulate? What did your role include as a charge nurse? And how many people did you supervise? What did you supervise? These are very helpful questions to consider when you're putting together a resume. Next, be clear on your motive. Why are you looking to advance your career? Go beyond just you're excited to teach and educate. Research what the clinical specialist role is. Reach out to others on LinkedIn in similar roles to learn a little bit more about it, and take time to think about why you want to make the transition and how it's that right next step in your career advancement. Now let's prepare and cover some best interviewing protocols. First, companies are still very much using virtual interviews to supplement their processes. So if you have a scheduled video interview, it should be treated as seriously as a face-to-face interview. Make sure you tried that video link in advance and completed a full tech check in advance, at least about 30 minutes before. Make sure you're in a quiet environment free of distractions or loud noises, and ensure you're dressed your best, business professional attire. Be prepared and do your research. Research the company, their mission, their leadership team, their products. Be sure to read that full job description. I know it's tedious, but there's a lot of good information. Is there a responsibility that you didn't understand? Is there an area where your skill set matches and you want to make sure to highlight? If you have the clinical expertise or have done the procedures mentioned or know the products from the clinical setting, be prepared to say exactly what types. Again, be specific here. No one else is going to brag about you, so be humble and be confident. What do you bring to the table clinically to help educate physicians and staff? What about your current clinical experience is relevant to the job that you know you'll do well? Having a clinical background is so valuable for many medical device employers, but you'll want to bring that really good energy and prove to them you have what it takes. One of the best tips I can give you as you're navigating a career transition into any medical device role is to ask good questions. Read over that job description and figure out what you need to know to fully understand the role, requirements, travel, and what will make you successful as a clinical specialist. Last but certainly not least, follow-up is vital to any medical device industry role. Be sure to send a thank you follow-up email a few hours after your interview and in each interview step along the way to thank your hiring manager for their time. It's also a great time to highlight anything that really stuck out to you during the conversation and your overall interest in the company. And if you can't find their email, contact your recruiter right away. I hope these expert prep tips help nail your next clinical specialist interview, and I'll be here along the way.